Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. What's up, Joe?
It just, watching everything pop off today. I was, talking about this for a couple of days, but then you saw, like we were talking a little bit yesterday about Phantom. I mean, the one thing I was thinking about when we were chatting was just watching Matic make its move at the same time. So I think there's a much broader move. Curve's up, Ave's up, ETH's up, BTC's up. Who knows?
Where I gotta look at prices here. Let me load her up. Let me load the screen.
BTC's at about 20,900 and ETH, I think, is at around 1640-ish.
All right.
If I can remember.
Wow, I should wake up and pay attention to the fucking market.
Yeah, I mean, it was booming. But it's all good stuff, I mean, I think that this ETH layer 2 play, or anybody who's compatible with that, has got a leg up on everybody else right now.
Oh, Doge dumped.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Elon told Twitter devs to stop working on the crypto wallet.
Oh, no, I did not know that. That's great.
Yeah.
Intel. Thanks.
Yeah. I just saw that a moment ago. Let me find it. Here we go. Yeah, they're all those Doge boys are like, oh, fuck, I got to dump it.
Yeah. Well, those are straight up bets in my mind. I mean, obviously this is an application. But again, we've said it before, it could be anything.
Yeah. Well, Elon didn't call me yesterday about the advertising.
Yeah. He's still pissed at you?
Probably because I fucking give him shit.
Well, he's really crossing into that stalker territory now. I know he's got that big crush on you. So,
well, he's hurt because I think he's an asshole for supporting DeSantis. So,
he's a DeSantis supporter.
Oh yeah, dude, he's gone full on. He's full on vote and give money to the fascists. So I'm gonna piss off a few people with that, but you know how I feel about DeSantis. So,
yeah, well, I mean, I think the way I look at DeSantis is that, and many people do, is he's kind of a smart Trump, basically.
That's the most dangerous thing about him. I mean, it's so funny, man. I know so many, Democrats in my circle of friends who voted for him the first time. And they were all like, dude, but look, like the first 6 months in, he did some marijuana stuff and he did some other environmental shit. And everybody's like, see how great he was? I'm like, you just fucking wait. Just fucking wait. Because this is a classic thing. Do the things that make everybody feel good about that vote, no regrets, and then start fucking shit up. And now they're all like, yeah, anyway.
I can't remember who he ran against. Was he running against the guy who got arrested in a hotel room with a bunch of blow and prostitutes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So we sent our best.
Good God. Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, but this time he's going against Christ, right? Or no, who's going against Christ?
Charlie Crist.
Yeah, he's going against him.
Charlie Crist. And Charlie's going to get his ass kicked because Floridians are.
Everybody knows Charlie.
Despite this, except for Alabama, Florida is probably the dumbest fucking state in the union. So,
Wow. We just saw all our Alabama viewership just vacate. Sorry, fellas. Roll Tide. Not really. But no, I mean, look, Charlie Crist, he was a Republican, if I remember correctly. And
he was a moderate fucking Republican. He was like socially
was like the
moderate, conservative, but he also was anti-choice at the time too. So
yeah, well, that was back when like Lawton Chiles was a senator and people like that, right? Yeah. So this was kind of like
Lawton Chiles. Holy fuck, I forgot.
These are like the Sam Nunn, Dick Lugar type of centrist Republicans.
Yeah.
So they had social positions, but it didn't lead their whole.
Yeah, not batshit crazy.
Yeah, they were all kind of
like today's Republican Party.
Well, no, I think it's that, I always like to use a sports metaphor. Like when we were kids, and whether you were playing, football, baseball, basketball, dodgeball, whatever, and you'd be like brawling out there and hating the other team. I mean, hating them to the point where you were this close to getting in fist fights. And then after the game was over, everybody shook hands and forgot about it and moved on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that spirit, that's what's missing in so many things. It's just kind of zero sum, keep going and fight to the death, but you really don't have to over stuff like this.
Right. And that was intentionally created. I mean, I don't, we should probably not, if I start down this path, we're just going to be in politics.
Oh yeah. We'll go into a rant. Let's move on.
Don't let Brad rant.
Otherwise we'll go down to like one viewer. So come on back, Bama people.
So I got some more on Andre Cronje. So Andre, not only did he come back on LinkedIn with his meme thing, he actually rejuvenated his Twitter account, and this is what got everybody going. He posted this clip. Oh shit, here we go again. All right. So he also posted a Medium post about the crypto winter of 2022. And I breezed through it. It is a long, basically summary of all the shit that's happened bad in crypto. But ultimately, all it comes down to is him. He has become like the fucking cheerleader for regulation. Like not just, hey, we're probably going to have some regulation because it's going to happen anyway. Let's get it under control. He's like, I want us under the domain of the central banks. I want us to have every DeFi protocol scrutinized for financial stability. I want them to be approved or not approved to be able to operate in the fucking, in the financial system. I mean, he's going like full on, he's lost his fucking mind.
I think you and others might characterize that as, I think the right phrase would be sellout.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
But I'm going to add one piece to it. I haven't read the article, of course, but usually when you see movement like this, people are sitting on a lot of exposure for other things.
No, he is he's sitting on a shit ton of exposure, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
He knows he better become Mr. Pro Regulation because he might become Mr. Behind Bars.
Mr. Like poster child for what not to do.
Exactly. So, it's hard for me to understand why people are excited that he's back, because obviously I am, as a member of the board at Phantom, and not me, him, and as the foundation board, and as the voice of Phantom, I'm a little discouraged for the chain today, frankly. I'm just
I know you don't. I'm not that discouraged for the Phantom chain myself. I mean, I'm with you. I hate these cult of personality types. I mean, fuck, Elon's a cult of personality. Trump's a cult of personality. I mean, I would say AOC is any of these like where they got firm, hardcore followers, they're cult of personalities. But if you have, I don't know, and I don't know what the Phantom board composition is, but I would hope it was more than 3 people. But let's say it's 5 or 7. Then he has to support his arguments to those others. And as long as they're not all in his pocket, then I think a lot of the cray gets muted out.
Let's hope.
So I don't want to tarnish. I don't want to tarnish Phantom. I don't want to tarnish Phantom. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, and I'm not trying to tarnish Phantom. I still love Phantom. I love the teams that are building there. I love everything that's going on. I think Andre Cronje is the last. Yeah, I think Andre Cronje is the last thing Phantom needs right now.
Wait, but what about who's that other dude that was there?
Oh no, that's the guy that's that I think he's still doing his fucking scams. His
I know. I was wondering if there was some alignment between those two fellas.
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it, because that's regulations. The last thing that guy needs.
I was wondering if he was in the U.S. or not. That's what I was curious
No,
about.
I don't think so.
Henry, what was his Yay? Yay?
Yay, Henry Yay.
YEOH.
Here's the bottom line. Andre Cronje if he was not out like setting agendas and launching DeFi protocols, if he was just applying his fucking genius level architect developer capabilities to the chain, to the consensus mechanism, to everything that he built and architected that makes Phantom superior, right? Like the advancements that are coming from Phantom soon in the way their virtual machine works and optimizes for people that develop on Phantom as well as for people that move over to Phantom is brilliant. The man is brilliant. I'm in no way taking away from his technical skills. He is top level, one of the best people in the space.
Can you just give me I don't want to cut off, but just give me a quick like nugget on, because we talk about how Phantom's unique as far as say how ETH and layer 2s fit into that world with the EVM. Can you just explain to me real quick how that's different from say Avalanche and Solana and those types?
Well, what's coming for the chain is an EVM that still will be compatible with any other EVM compatible smart contracts, but it can be optimized for contracts developers that will take components of it and make it better, right? So and we'll write code specific to the Phantom chain. So there will be a performance boost. And I don't know the technical details of how it works, so I can't give you that. But there will be a performance boost and capabilities for those that move their contracts to put their contracts on Phantom, and then and it's not a lot of work from what I understand, and then do some minor tweaks to the way the virtual machine, the way their smart contracts function and interact with their consensus mechanism and the EVM for Phantom. The bottom line is, it's supposedly going to be a big performance boost for the protocol, which is great. Like there is so much, and we all know that Phantom is fast, right? We all know it performs. We all know it outperformed the Polygon sidechain, when we were all using that. And I think Avalanche and Phantom are pretty similar. I think the big advantage that Avalanche has right now is the subnets. Yeah. I really do. I really do. So, but my buddy Gabriel Haynes, I don't know if you know Gabriel. Do you know Gabriel?
No, I've seen his stuff, but I don't really know.
He does these silly ass videos. By the way, he lives in Miami now. I don't know. He must be visiting New York again because this video and
that's not me. Miami.
Yeah, but he put up, he puts up these crazy ass videos. But Gabriel's actually a serious guy who does serious interviews as well. But I'm gonna play Gabriel's video for everybody because it made me fucking laugh, and it's what I talk about all the time about how the stupid immature shit that Andre pulled when he left.
Andre Cronje! Welcome back, sir! We have missed you and your rugs! After you wrote a fucking article about building in the bear market, you fucking peaced out! So Andre, let us see what you build with what remains of this fucking bear market, and let's see if you can get me a 1000x to make up for all those rug pulls that you got me with last year.
That's funny. But it goes back to that point of that your other buddy BitBoy and the yelling, that's what's so funny. I remember seeing BitBoy before I even know who he was. He'd be in all the Telegram channels and it'd be like, can't the developers do something? Remember that meme that was going around?
Yeah.
And I was like, who is this guy? And then it took me a year or so to put it together, but who it was, because I was like, oh, well, interesting. But there's this same thing of people yelling, and I don't.
Well, Gabriel is always about being
funny, though.
He's making fun of the BitBoys of the world, right? His shit's always meant to be like crazy, funny, stupid shit. So
yeah, the pajamas.
Yeah. He's just fucking nuts. I mean, he is fucking nuts. I don't know. Maybe his wife made him move back to New York. I don't know.
Too much hot tail in Miami for him, I guess. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that live, right? All right, Gabriel.
Gabriel's a good guy. Gabriel's a good guy.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Dude, we didn't even talk about the fact that Instagram, Facebook are launching NFTs using Polygon and evidently Solana.
I think
saw
this is
many-
the Matic pump. I think this is the Matic pump.
Yeah, I can't believe we didn't even talk about this, but it says they're using Polygon. But I saw somebody the other day claiming that Solana also is in the mix somehow, but I've not seen any actual articles about it. I saw a tweet. I don't know where the fuck I was, but look, the biz dev machine at fucking Polygon, like they are now the ones that everyone's going to recommend to everybody else, right? The CTO here and the CTO there, they're going to say, hey man, how'd you do that NFT thing? And those are going to say, hey, call this guy at Polygon. He'll get you hooked up, right? They've got the developer resources so that nobody has to do any work. They help get set up, they implement, they integrate. I mean, at some point, Polygon's going to have an insurmountable lead for the Web 2 integrations. It's going to be really tough for, Avalanche has made some progress. Solana has made progress. Don't get me wrong. They have all kind of done real world connections, but friggin' Polygon, dude. I'm sorry. Instagram, Meta, Facebook, Disney. I mean, at some point, the millions of potential users coming in that are coming from these massive fucking brands that Polygon is making happen, you're going to have a really hard time climbing the wall, right? You can go after TradFi, institutional, but the consumer brand integrations that they're doing, and look, they also have the Ernst & Young integration. They're just all cylinders.
Well, look, you get everything you want with them if you're a Fortune 500 player, because one, you got the case studies to back you up. And now with the Meta case study out and how that plays, to your point, yeah, everybody's going to be like, well, it's good enough for them.
Yeah.
Let's just, streamline the choice process and go with them because of one, lower cost to mint. Plus you kind of get, like call it ETH's little brother, basically, you're really getting ETH.
Well, and you get multiple layer 2 solutions, right? Yeah. And what happens? And what happens? You say, okay, I did this solution for my consumer facing NFTs, but you know what? I'm going to use this one that has built-in privacy that Ernst & Young built with built with Polygon for my corporate blockchain, supply chain, transactional accounting, whatever.
My enterprise stuff.
Why are you going anywhere else? Why would you, when your company has already done this? Your CTO and your team, your technical team have already done this. I mean, I don't know. They're not there yet, but it's not long before Polygon can become the IBM of blockchain, right? The brand that's safe to work with. And that, it's not going to take very many more of these. A couple of big banks, some big financial players.
I think they're already there. I think
you do?
They are the default. I think they're already the default choice.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
But I don't, I mean, obviously most of the market doesn't know, doesn't really understand. I'm not saying the people here listening to us, but let's say TradeFi doesn't really understand probably what a layer 2 is and what a layer 1 is. They just look and go, holy shit, this is cheap. And it works.
Yeah.
And Meta's using it. And JP Morgan's using it. And, all these other people are using it. E&Y. So it's becoming what we talk about, the CYA choice, the cover your ass choice.
Yeah.
Where you don't get fired in corporate America. You don't get fired for hiring E&Y, but you get fired for hiring Brad's accounting shop out of
you should too.
Okay. So, because it's cheaper. You go where you're going to go. And so it becomes this like safe move for you. And it's the preeminent provider.
Yep.
And you backdoor into ETH basically at the same time. And everybody's like, at that point you say that in a TradeFi meeting and everybody's like, oh yeah, I've heard of ETH. Yeah, that's ETH, man. That's like BTC or something.
Exactly.
It's like,
exactly.
And then you're in. And then everybody rolls off the happy hour and, a couple B gets printed.
Yeah.
But this is great stuff.
Eamon liked Gabriel's video, by the way.
That was good. That made me laugh. Today. I like it. I like his accent too. His accent works really well on that.
New episode out with Haim Solomon, not his real name, on Twitter, who does, I'll say it again, I said it the other day, amazing educational threads for non-technical people to understand not only how Ethereum works, how specific protocols work, but where things are going and where he sees things are going. And one of the things he surprised me with is he said that over the last 6 months, he's become dissatisfied with where the direction we're going in the crypto world is, not the DeFi world, with the sole focus being on finance. He understands why, he's not delusional, but he firmly believes that the true power in Ethereum lies in it being the world computer. And he firmly believes that what we will create later will go far beyond the power and capability that the financial world gives us. Absolutely. In terms of identity and computing and access and all kinds of other things. We talk about a lot of it. He's got some really big ideas. I'm going to have him on I want to have him on DeFi Lunch to talk about specific vertical components and discussions, because he's really, really brilliant dude. Really, really smart. Knows how to write, knows how to talk, knows how to educate. If you're not following at Solomon,
Solomon, Hay
Haim Solomon at it's at Solomon SALOMON crypto. I have gotten so much. I was so excited to talk to him because I've gotten so much out of the threads he writes. Really brilliant young guy. Great story. He's working on a few things right now, and just highly recommend listening to this because it was very thought provoking.
Well, it makes sense because I'll go back to like 20 years ago, right, when the human genome was being finished sequencing, and the internet had kind of just rolled out and crashed at that point, right after .com, and everybody was sitting around DC, and there was fiber friggin' everywhere, and everybody's sitting around going, "Hey," there was one editorial in the Washington Post that I remember, where somebody said, maybe the internet is really going to be, a giant computer just for, say, life sciences.
There you go.
Because again, genomic data, it's just, it's not binary. It's 4 letters.
Yeah.
Same thing. So, it makes sense that one of these chains could be like that, like a world computer, or could have a very specific application. Like maybe there's just the finance chain.
Yeah.
Because I see it too. Like I was in on Twitter today, looking at my little bio, trying to figure out, does this really say what I do? And, of course it doesn't. And of course I'm trying to figure out how to say it. But, then you look at it and you realize that, because I'm thinking about the life sciences, that I'm missing. People aren't seeing that I've been in life sciences for 25 years too.
Right.
And so, I started thinking, so I added the DeSci tag to it just because I'm like, well, I guess that's where they all are, all the genomics players. So
DeSci?
Yeah.
Decentralized.
Science.
DeSci, DESCI. I like it. All right. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
So, because that implies those types of blockchain applications.
I love that.
But it's also DeFi because it is a monetization. And then I started thinking, well, the other thing we talk a lot about is the GameFi again. Like somebody's going to gamify. I mean, I think Genome's DAO is heading down that path a little bit with the NFTs, but somebody's going to gamify that too.
Yep.
So to me, I think those are all could be one chain applications, I guess is what I'm trying to tie this back to your point. Maybe, Phantom becomes a chain for something like that because of its speed, its ability to handle throughput and volume. Maybe it becomes like the life sciences or DeSci.
That's actually a great idea for them from a biz dev targeting.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good idea from a biz dev targeting perspective, Joe.
So you rebrand on that.
Yeah.
Let's get him on again, or let's get him on the phone because
Niblitz says absolutely crypto needs to break out of finance masturbation. Eamon said Brian Armstrong funded a project called Research Hub that's a permissionless peer reviewing system and research repository.
That's cool.
Interesting. Very interesting. That's a really interesting play for Phantom, Joe. I love that idea.
Yeah. So look, anything, we had those other ideas for Phantom about, if it became a hub, like a wallet hub for everybody that was trading in DeFi on other chains, like a cross chain. I don't know if it's a layer 0 at that point or layer 3 or what, but something because of its speed and its technical prowess or its processing capabilities and all of that, and its compatibility, its EVM stuff, that it could be a center of finance.
Yeah.
Or a finance chain. And the reason everybody goes to finance is obviously because it's, again, it's digital product. So like in .com, we talked in the past, we looked at everybody that was, submitting orders and something had to be shipped in the mail. And you came to the conclusion that a software would be a lot better, or, something like that. That is a digital product that can be delivered through the platform. And that's why people go to finance now. But you're right. The future is all this other stuff.
It's great. That's awesome. Let's see what else we got today. This was great. Somebody calculated that if MicroStrategy had longed ETH instead of Bitcoin, I guess timing the same buys that they did in the same amounts, and if they had staked it, that they would be up $1.47 billion instead of down $1.35 billion.
Yeah, that is impressive. I saw that in Twitter somewhere along the way, and I was like, it's just good to take that as a comparison point, because what you should have really been, if you're running a portfolio, is some weighting into BTC and some weighting into ETH.
Yep.
So I find it interesting, just as to my BTC Maxi buddies, and I know it's not all about the money for you guys, right? But that if you had done both, you would be up.
Yep.
More than you are now.
Exactly.
So something to think about if you're coming in at this point, at this 20,000 price point on BTC. Again, the 25% rule, and again, the diversification rule.
Yeah.
We have top 10 portfolios on the Reddit site, the Mission DeFi Reddit, DeFi Lunch Hub.
But we need to add some more shit and edit those. And but I agree. That's a good
mine is still there.
Yeah.
Mine is FTT. I bumped that to the second 10. And I can't remember what I replaced it with Aave.
Nice.
But that whole board is up 10%. Plus.
I got to do mine. I haven't done mine. So I am.
So, think about stuff like that and how you'd allocate. Don't bet on one thing. And this is what we talk about these cult of personalities, these Richard Hart types and Andre Cronjes and all those. The problem with them is that people come in and believe it 100% and then put the whole nut down at once.
Yeah.
So not
for him, it's a religious thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, he was trying to manipulate the market too. I mean, he went for the bigger than the blown up personality, the crazy sell your house, mortgage your house, sell your children, buy Bitcoin thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was partially a manipulation. Let me see how many people I can get to buy more of it. So,
yeah.
Is that noise coming from your side?
It's again, they're building a building down the street. So stuff's just going constantly. It's not banging right now, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arbitrum activity's up 550% since August.
Wow.
Yeah. That's has surged, has nearly 2/3 of the transaction activity seen on Ethereum. I still haven't done shit over there. I mean, a minor little things, but I haven't done much over there yet.
I've done a lot of small purchases just to get the whole portfolio, the guild activities.
Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty big news. I would say. Where is it at right now? TVL is at 2.59 billion. TVL is 2.59 billion. So that's pretty substantial. Pretty substantial for something that's fairly new. So anyway, that's it. So I don't want to go into this. Where's my other story about wait, I lost a there we go. This is insane, dude. So our good buddy Andrew, who is now over at Nansen, who was used to be a reporter at CoinDesk or Cointelegraph, I can't remember. Anyway, he tweeted this out saying, talking about how he's interested in leverage, but stories like this are what scare the shit out of him. So Gearbox is a fairly new protocol, and they had their first liquidation. And there are a couple of reasons for it. First, stupid. Some guy was looped 9 times, on his 9x leverage, right? And he was borrowing ETH and then putting it into ST ETH. Well, it turns out that, and this is an issue that I think there's 2 important things here. Stop fucking leveraging to the hilt, thinking that somehow you're not going to get liquidated. But secondarily, we have huge dependency on Chainlink oracles, how they function, and human beings that make decisions about how those oracles function. So essentially what happened is that Chainlink oracles get updated either on a big price deviation or at a set amount of time, right? So like once every hour, right? But they're at different levels for the price deviation. So ETH is 0.5% deviation. The oracle gets updated. STETH is at 1% deviation. And as the intern writing this said, I'm sure you can see where this is going. So if both assets moved up 0.9%, ETH oracle gets updated, but the STETH oracle doesn't get updated. So what happens is, because this guy is looping into STETH and ETH, we have two Joes, two peacocks. Then one of them, the price point is off. So essentially this guy evidently got liquidated for a shit ton of money, because number one, he was over leveraged, but number two, oracles function differently, whether it's STETH or ETH. Was your back hurting? You decided to move a little bit?
Yeah, I just had to, I ran 12 miles this morning, so I was a little sore. I had to kind of just chill.
You started running again.
Yeah, out there again, man.
Dude, but going straight to 12 miles seems a little nuts.
Well, I'm fucking with you, but
You used to be a hardcore runner every fucking day.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you can do, but then if you take breaks, then you don't want to, at this age, 39, if you take breaks and then, you just don't want to go back out there. So it's one of those things where you got to, and plus in the summer, it's so bloody hot around here that I just don't run as if I stall for a week or two and then go out. I just don't want to do it at all. But
while you were moving, did you hear the story about this liquidation?
What?
I said, while you were moving to the couch, did you hear the story about this liquidation? What happened?
I saw that story, but was this the one where they hacked themselves to?
No.
Okay.
Guy was 9x leverage, so stupid fucking leverage levels.
Dummy.
ETH and STETH, right? So that's problem number one. People are just still fucking idiots. But and he was evidently it was a large amount of money. I don't know how much it was. But number two, it brings up a big problem with the way Chainlink oracles function, or any oracles in this particular circumstance, depending on how they're configured, because the oracles are controlled by Chainlink on how often they update the price, right? So ETH updates if there's a change of 0.5% deviation in the current price, right? And it'll update automatically, or say once every hour. But STETH only updated when it was at 1% deviation from price. So the system had two different wildly varying prices for two things that are usually pretty much pegged to each other. And so that ended up causing the fucking liquidation and this guy getting liquidated. Now, if he hadn't been at 9x and had that little tiny bit of breathing room, he wouldn't have gotten liquidated. So it was his stupid on that part. But this brings up the problem of our dependency on Chainlink and the way humans are Chainlink are configuring these oracles, right? They're making decisions about what the parameters for that are. And I don't know the solution for it, but it's certainly could become a bigger issue for us in other ways. So,
well, it seems like, if you're only updating the STETH price when it's at a 1%, or you're doing it when it's a 1% move, and then ETH is a 5% move.
0.5.
Oh, so one is 1% and the other is half of 1%. Okay.
Correct.
So if you trade in that margin of within half of 1%, my guess is all the orders get auto-filled right away. So even if you know that the price has moved in one, that you can basically beat the bots or the algorithms by trading within that.
You could theoretically,
right?
Absolutely.
Kind of like the thing with Binance, how they would always, I think there was a bid-ask spread of about 6% on Binance over, I don't know if it's that way today, but, a couple of years ago for a few years. And basically it would just fill any trade within that 6% range because it wasn't even looking at the price oracles.
Yeah.
If it was because of that algorithm. So, you figure out how to game these protocols and then you come in and beat them.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with that in my book.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. All
But
right.
we need more trailers. We need more decentralized pricing protocols to defeat this, to arb this thing
Yeah,
out.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we need programmable capabilities for updates, right?
Mhm.
So anyway, and frankly, you know, probably Eamon could weigh in on this better than we both are.
Yeah.
Because he at least writes smart contract code, Solidity. So let's see what else. MasterCard. I didn't even know MasterCard had a crypto accelerator.
So did I.
It's like, what the fuck?
It's like probably all their kids, you know.
It must be in Singapore. It seems like there's a Singapore. Let's see. The firm announced November 3rd. New cohort. So evidently they've been doing it a while. Provider Facet, Singapore's crypto payments platform, Digital Treasure Center, and the Colombian. Oh, it's pretty international. Colombian stablecoin firm Stable partnered with Facet in July to jointly work on digital solutions to drive financial inclusion in Indonesia. Well, I will tell you, of all the financial institutions out there, MasterCard has been the most aggressive and progressive when it comes to crypto, blockchain, et cetera. And, you know, it just means somebody there was smart enough to say, we should fucking get along with this, because eventually it will take away
Eat our lunch.
Eat our lunch. Right. We're not going to be able to charge 3% anymore. And
but what's good though is you're right. They adopt a technology to not get disintermediated, and
exactly.
so they have so what you get is a giant platform to deploy the tech on versus a startup platform.
Yeah.
So I love this type of stuff. Yeah.
Well, and it makes sense. Like, you figure, okay, I'm going to lose all the money I was making on the fees before, but if I provide the infrastructure and I can own players in the space, and I can make the gateway between debit and credit cards to crypto easier, faster, work better, and I can provide solutions to banks, then guess what? If nobody else is doing it, if Visa's not doing it, Discover, American Express aren't doing this, then I get to own this piece. So my offset on my fees that I would normally get, because people aren't using credit cards as much, because they're using crypto eventually, if that happens, then my offset is that I own more of the pie. Right. I own more of the financial system. I own more of the crypto system than the people who haven't done anything to get into this game. So I agree. I think it's smart.
Yeah. And also, you know, with these big financial houses, much as in like retail, they like to control how many vendors they have. Yeah. And so usually the hardest part is cracking in as an official vendor at any type of public company. They're already in the door. Yeah. So it's an add-on sale for their team. It's not like a whole, hey, here's Joe banging on the door. Hey, you guys should be in crypto. It ain't that. It's like, hey, man, you made 800 million from us, from our service last year. We're rolling this new one out. We project you're going to make 350 million off of this. Exactly. You know, it's a much easier sell, obviously. Yeah.
Here's some of the other stuff. This was another article on the Polygon thing with Instagram. Disney, Starbucks, Robinhood already on their chain. I mean, you know, it's just every day it's another deal. It's another deal. Let me see if I have anything else. Oh, this was interesting. There was I don't know who was this. Ren and Heinrich analyzed 200 DeFi projects, and I'm not sure how he picked them, but they were cross chains, multiple chains. So he took the top, I guess he took the top 200 DeFi projects with total value locked, right? Okay. So 14 had greater than 1 billion, 65 had 100 million to 1 billion, and 121 had less than 100 million out of the top 200. Supported blockchains. Ethereum is number one with 96 of the top 200. Binance Smart Chain 49. Polygon 38, Avalanche 38, Phantom 30. I'm sure there's some duplication here because most of these projects are on multiple chains. Right. Arbitrum's already up there with 27, which I found really interesting. So of the top 200. Use cases. So 59 are DEXs, liquid staking, yield farms 52. I don't know what the blue is. Oh, lending is 46. 17 are collateralized debt positions. 8 were derivatives. 7 cross-chain, so I guess that's bridges. 6 are stable coins and reserve currencies. 6 are services. 4 payments. Anyway, that's an interesting division. I was actually a little surprised. Well, I guess really the total lending here is 63. So actually, debt related would be higher than the DEXs in terms of total market share.
Well, I mean, there's that financial concentration.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was interesting. Links will be in the show notes. Let me see if I have anything else interesting. I haven't had time to read Ignis' latest piece. A piece on, Joe, you brought, this is one you wanted to talk about today.
Oh, I hope I read it.
You tweeted about it.
Yeah, but wasn't that a few days ago?
I saw a tweet today. Maybe
I might have retweeted. I haven't been as active this week in Twitter. And so I was retweeting stuff. But look, there's a ton of good data in this article. If you go in and look at the trends in the space, metaverse, NFTs, all of it, it's a really good piece. Obviously, there's been a lot of metaverse. I have a couple of metaverse reports I haven't put in the vault yet, the Reddit thing. I'll tweet them out, but it's just all of these people are now really talking about metaverse. And I think it's saturated at this point.
Yeah.
Before the next innovation happens.
It's saturated with nobody doing it.
Yeah.
Nobody using it. Yeah.
And then every failing protocol is like, oh, hey, let's be a metaverse company.
Exactly.
So really watch that. Our personal feeling there, or my personal feeling, is that it's a ways off for adoption in everybody's wildest, let's say peripheral type thing, and you guys watched that on Prime, haven't you? Peripheral.
Yeah. I'm just finished the second episode last night.
It's a great show. I mean, but
I love it.
The whole thing about, it's not a simulation, it's a peripheral world. This gets pretty trippy pretty fast.
It's really fast.
So,
awesome.
Yeah. And then also that one I told you about, I think it's called Electric Dreams. It's like sci-fi writers and like 10, it's all the same stuff we talk about here, evolution of AI, metaverse, all that kind of thing. Cool. But this is a great article here to read just to see what's going on and different perspectives. So that was the main reason I shared it, because it was just another good compilation of opportunities to look at.
Wait, Electric Dreams? Yeah. Is that from 1984?
No, it's 2001, I think. Philip Dick, I think is his name.
Oh, I got it. Philip K. Dick's Electric Dreams.
Yeah. You guys should watch that. There's like 10 episodes. It's totally trippy stuff. Like one
nice
where they're, it's like you take this, like put something here or whatever, and it takes you into the VR world or the simulation or some other world. And then people in that world are doing it. And then they're going to another world, and it gets to that whole thing of like, which is the reality?
Yeah, that's cool. I love
which
that.
Isn't. But yeah, you're right, man. Niblets, VR has been the next big thing forever.
Yeah, Niblets says VR has been the next big thing for 25 years. Yeah,
yep.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Oh, look, Be Real wants me to. I'm going to take a picture of you, Joe.
Let me get posed up here.
Yeah. Let me.
Wrong hand.
Get Joe. So. Gotcha. Got the big thumb in the middle of your face. That's beautiful.
Perfect. Get a better shot.
That's too late.
Yeah, they could deal with that one.
That's another kid's social network. Be Real. My daughter makes me do it.
Oh,
yeah. It's one time a day randomly. It sends out a notice to everybody to take a picture of what you're doing at that moment. It takes a forward-facing picture and a picture of you, and then everybody posts theirs up, and that's it. That's all it is. There's no conversations, there's no chat, there's no video, there's no nothing. It's just that.
It's just building the like a facial recognition system to identify all our teenagers when they're growing up.
It's probably it's the Chinese backup to TikTok probably.
Yeah, they're probably doing iris prints or whatever.
There you go.
And then they're tying it to search history. So when you're 27 and somebody shows up in your front yard with a bass boat, you'll know why.
What the fuck?
No, it's like I just pulled that one because I was talking to a guy in a meeting a few years back, and all that stuff about are the phones and algorithms really listening to us all the time? And then people start talking about at the kitchen table about buying a new bass boat. These guys were, and the next thing you know, everything they see is bass boat advertising.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing. That's what I kind of joked about. But it could be anything. Funny. For you, it could be like, a new toupee or something like that,
Yeah, that's it. Toupee. Yeah. That's great.
Everybody's Googling that word up real fast. What is that?
Yeah. All right, let's wrap up the day. Happy Friday, everybody. Love you and appreciate you. Real quick, I want to give our condolences to our buddy Chuck, whose mom passed away this week. Shizzy said, "I love Joe's negativity." Not an easy thing to deal with, and he's been out there dealing with that. And Chuck's, chimed in on the show quite a bit with us, and you and I have ongoing business relationships with him, but all the best to your family, Chuck, and your father in dealing with that. Sorry that has happened, but I guess it's just one of those things as we get older that we'll be dealing with. So all the best to you. All the best to everyone else. Thank you for listening and watching. Shizzy, Niblets, Amen. Really appreciate you guys participating. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and Joe, hope you have a great weekend as well.
That's right. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Likewise, buddy. And to everyone else, obviously stuff's moving. So, watch your ads at this point and watch the FOMOing.
Yeah.
If stuff starts going berserk, and kind of stick with your core plays and add if it's down, and, take profits if you can when it's moving up. But just be careful here, because we don't know what happens next. It's a long weekend. So hopefully we'll have a bunch of success stories for Monday. But just be safe, be careful, and have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like what we're doing, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please subscribe on YouTube. Click the little bell so you get notified. And don't forget to smash the thumbs up, as the kids say, on this video, so people see it. Put your comments in. Visit us on r/Mission DeFi. Take part in the community. Give us your ideas and thoughts. We appreciate you and love you for being here. And I think we're going to go out with this, Joe. Have a great weekend, Joe.
Thank you, buddy.
Andre Cronje! Welcome back, sir! We have missed you and your rugs! After you wrote a fucking article about building in the bear market, you fucking peaced out! So, Andre, let us see what you build with what remains of this fucking bear market! And let's see if you can get me a 1000x to make up for all those rug pulls that you got me with last year.
Goodbye, Joe.
Yeah.